Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to War on the Sea, a new real-time World War II naval combat game by Killerfish Games, the developers of Atlantic Fleet and Cold Waters. This is a game that allows you to play through the South Pacific campaign, specifically the Guadalcanal campaign, and this is episode number 53 in our Let's Play series, where we're playing as the Allies in Operation Watchtower, the battle for Guadalcanal. So far, the campaign hasn't gone all that well on land. We've lost Port Moresby. We've had Santa Cruz Islands under attack. The Japanese attacked at Milne Bay on the eastern tip of New Guinea, although we're holding and slowly driving them back there. And the Japanese have total control over Guadalcanal itself. With that being said, we've been able to establish ourselves in the slot at Guadalcanal because we've been able to bombard Guadalcanal's airfield down to nothingness. And so now the last few episodes have largely been us engaging Japanese task forces as they try and bring supplies into Guadalcanal. In our last episode, we sank another Congo-class battleship. I think that's the third or fourth battleship we've sunk so far in the war. The Japanese are down to their last one or two heavy cruisers, and we're about to engage those with a battleship of our own. And that's the situation that we find ourselves in as we're coming into episode number 53. The war on land not going so well, the war at sea going extremely well, and that's where we're going to pick things up. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to my live streamy self. This was taken from a live stream from a couple of weeks ago. I hope you guys leave your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you guys at the end. Oh, oops. Turn radar on. What's this? Sea state? Sea state 2, overcast, 67% visibility. Let's go. Hey, Blue Dead, how you doing? So we're gonna get another victory? Like, where are these guys? All right, pause. Just one enemy ship so far. They're already training their guns on me. Let's wait till we spot more. Let's move the Wildcats over this way. My RTB Dauntlesses are not in this fight. So we've detected two of the enemy ships. We're turning, looks like they're turning into us to engage, maybe? Or they turn in to run, although it does seem like they charge toward us. They're engaging us. And the heavy cruiser engaging at extreme range, I would imagine. Picked up the third enemy ship in the task force. So one light, two light cruisers, one heavy, and two destroyers. We've got 4 of the 5 enemy ships detected. I'm going to wait to issue targeting orders until we get that 5th one detected, which is a destroyer in the rear. They're turning to bring their full broadside into action, which is smart. Shouldn't matter. I'm assuming we have enough ammo left on these ships. Almost 600 AP rounds, only 100 HE, which I'd like to have more, but should be sufficient. Alright, we detected that last enemy ship. So, first things first, let's figure out what the range is to these guys. 24,000 yards. Yeah, we're not going to hit at that range. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to order our destroyers to fire on their lead light cruiser, which is the closest in range. What's the recognition manual say this guy is? Is it a Tenryu? To the front. Triple stack with 2 torpedoes in here, 3 guns on the rear mount. Nope, not a Tenryu. The Kumas, I think, are all sunk. Maybe it could be the Kiso. No, but it's got 2 guns ahead of the bridge. Same for the Nagra. Same for the Sendai. The Agano has a completely different turret layout, and so does the Uyudu. So it's got to be a Tenryu. Am I reading this wrong? I only see 2 turrets on the rear here. What's with the 3? Oh, it's not a turret. I misread that. That's just some weird box of some kind. Okay, that's a Tenryu. They've got 2 of these guys left. Or are they both Tenryus? No, this is not. This is probably think it's a Kuma. It could be. Let's see. They've got 2 storm, 2 up here. Weird box between them. I think that third one is a Tenryu. Or a Kuma, sorry. The Kiso specifically. This destroyer, it's got the triple destroyer mounts. So, not kamikaze. Could be Fubuki. The 2, the 1, 2, 3. One of them elevated. The funnels are wrong, so it's not a Fubuki. Or not a Kazi. Churo. That front funnel should be smaller, not larger. All these ships seem to have the larger front funnel. I must have missed one of them. That front funnel looks noticeably different. So probably this. Probably the Atakuzi. 3 torpedo tubes, 1 raised, 2 down. 2 rear, 1 forward. Smaller forward funnel, bigger rear funnel. And then this one might be a Fubuki. No, that has the symmetrical funnels. Could be Fubuki. Well, no, the rear funnel's smaller. Sometimes my brain is just melted by the evening and I don't realize, so I think this is a how to shoot. Yeah. Okay, and then the lead enemy ship is obviously a heavy cruiser. Japan doesn't have many of these left. They have no Furutakos. They have no Aobas. They have no Miyokos. I think they only have 1 heavy cruiser left. Looks like they've got the Atago of the Takao class. The Mogamis are all sunk or unavailable. The Tones are all sunk. So this is their last heavy cruiser. And it is the Atago of the Takao class. Takao. Takao. Okay. I will say the one thing I like about the Japanese ships is those wicked ass funnel designs. Then we're gonna have this cool looking little swoosh in the funnel. Why? Does it make any sense, sir? Not really, but it looks cool. I'm sure there's a reason for it. Alright, so now let's go back to our ships. North Carolina, well, actually both battleships are gonna fire on the enemy heavy cruiser. Spot and narrow with AP. Also going to fire secondary shells at them if they can bear. If they have secondary turrets they can bear. So the secondaries are going to fire HE because I think that's all they have. The Oklahoma City is going to fire on the Tenryu. Do we want to do AP? I guess that's what we have most of, so we might as well. The Cleveland, you're going to fire on the Kuma. So we're splitting our fire up. I don't know if it helps the spotters at all, but those are the orders, boys. We'll have the lead destroyer fire on the lead enemy cruiser. Or not the lead, but the first one I select. So everybody except the Hachuro, which is at the rear of the line, is going to have fire coming down on them. Let's have them actually all hold fire. I want to do one full salvo for the entire formation, because that'll be cool. The hold fire order will have them pivot the turrets to bear, but it won't actually have them light them up. Okay, so let's unpause for a second. I'll also give them a few seconds to get a slightly better fire solution. Fire control solution. You can see the secondaries are all lined up on the North Carolina here. I don't know if that rear turret can quite bear. It looks like maybe. Certainly close. Elevations are in. Guns are trained. The task force awaits your orders, Captain. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pause. What's our fire control solution up to? Up to 50%. That's fast. Let's see how much higher it gets. We're 26,000 yards. This is absurd to try and open fire at this range. I thought we were closer than that. Our lead ship's at 24,000, but again, I thought we were closer than that. So let's hold fire for a little bit. I don't know how you could possibly have a 40% fire control solution at this range. I'm pulling the Wildcats back a little bit. The enemy task force is maneuvering. You can see it looks like they're still, I don't even know how they're, can they reach that far? Can they hit out 28,000 yards or whatever? Can we, I can't even accelerate time because they're shooting at me. They're turning away from us. They haven't started opening the range yet, but I don't like the idea of engaging at this range. Really don't. I don't know if they're actually turning away or if they're just circling. Maybe they're just trying to get all their guns into action. I don't know. Looks like they might be running. All right, whatever. Let's open up and see if we can do anything. Got the carrier aircraft, worst case scenario. Just don't want to waste all our ammo. You know? Because I do want to be able to bombard the enemy fleet, or enemy base. Wouldn't take much to slow him down, though. Just a few hits. I don't even think all my ships can fire at this range. Any inclination of when those shells are going to drop? Just keep circling, circling, circling. Hey, Chiron. Good to see you. Okay, I haven't seen any shell splashes. It's a long flight time at 20-some-odd thousand yards. Yeah, they're way off to the right here. Now the enemy is circling around, so he's not running per se. I think firing at this very reduced rate of fire is probably okay. We're firing AP anyway. HE is what's used for bombardment, not AP. Are we closing at all, though? All right. Kick over to the right. Bump your speed to 24 knots. Wish I could accelerate time at this point. The enemy's getting all bunched up. All those shells missed by quite a lot. Guest is turning the formation into the enemy. You can see they're way overshooting. It's so picturesque. It's almost like fleet maneuvers, boys. With those smokes of the different vessels increasing in size based on the size of the ship as it goes down the line. They did not follow in line. They turned in sequence, or they turned together rather than in sequence. But yeah, this looks like half a dozen naval photos you'll see. We've got the different ships lined up in line of battle. I love the guns going up and down, presumably as they adjust to the target or adjust to the roll of the ship. Also, you can kind of see those little sack things that go underneath the guns, which I don't know what those are, but you always see them in the photos, like the little, like, almost cloth things that are in the holes for the guns. Have we hit the enemy yet? Stop going in circles, you bastards. You jerks, would just stand still. Well, while we wait to see how this battle turns out, I'm gonna sip some bourbon. Seal, you say the AI is broken and can't hit a single ship with torps, and yet, in my first battle of the day, 2 enemy destroyers put a torpedo into the Washington, a torpedo into the North Carolina. They put a torpedo into the Wichita, a torpedo into 2 of my destroyers, and then we took 3 bomb hits on the Wichita as well, which is limping back to port. She nearly sank. I think they have definitely been making improvements to the AI's abilities. We're still at 26,000 yards. We are closing, but not very quickly. Certainly probably not at the rate we're going to expend ammo. Let's go ahead and hold fire. We'll open back up when we get inside, I don't know, 18,000? I don't want to waste all my big guns. Hold your fire, boys. Hold your fire. The enemy destroyer, meanwhile, the one we're not shooting at, is going on a charge at the light brigade. I hate to break it to you, boys, but if you're going to charge dead ahead at me, I'm going to target you. In THG's Russia, destroyer target you. Clear your target, sir. Target enemy destroyer, which is on a suicide charge. Might be able to hit her, boys. Hold your fire, though. I don't think I'll expend battleship ammo on her, however. Enemy shells are opening up on the lead of my formation as they grow nearer. All right, 17,000 yards is good enough, right? What's our fire control solution? Let's see how high it can get up. 60%, slowly working its way up. Can we get it up to like 70? No? We'll open fire at 16,000. You're supposed to turn into torpedoes, Jay. Everybody knows that. Open fire, boys. All right, still almost 20,000 at the rear of the line, but the front of the line's inside 16. Can't even see my ships on the horizon here. Like, where the hell am I looking? They're kind of faintly over the horizon here. Not sideways. Not sure how I did that. I don't know. I don't ask questions. I just tell them turn. Then I never tell them to stop, and then they go in circles. Con sonar, crazy fish 1. Thank you very much for the follow. R3 Sabed, thank you for the follow. Death Frost 666, I think I thanked you already. Okay. Oh no, my wildcats are flying off the edge of the map. Probably want them for spotting, so get one of those groups back up this way. I don't know if we can get the others to come back. They're already out of the engagement zone. Right, the guest is inside 14,000 yards. Still no appreciable damage on the enemy destroyer. Meanwhile, we're still almost at 30,000 yards on everything else. So they just decided to charge the one destroyer in. Whatever. Pro Council, thanks for the bits. Appreciate the support. Still no real hits as far as I can tell by anyone at this long-range gunnery duel. Our other carrier, Lord, I don't think the other carrier is back yet. I don't think the Enterprise is back. Those are some close-in shots, though. How are we doing ammo-wise? Destroyers. Been in several battles at this point. Still got a good amount of ammo on the cruisers. Battleships are holding their fire right now. The funny thing is, at this range, they might be the only ones who are like able to effectively hit. Actually, maybe I should. I don't really want to fire AP rounds at a destroyer at this range, especially because I'm trying to save my AP, my HE for. Or I don't want to fire AP at a destroyer because you overpen, but I don't want to fire my HE because then I won't be able to bombard the airfield. Any hits yet? Still nothing. You're inside 12,000 yards. Destroyer, do better. Why are these guys not firing? Doesn't look like they're reloading either. Oh, they're waiting, I think, for their... Just fire, okay? I mean, we're not even at that long a range anymore. Fire, boys. Bury him under a stream of hellfire. The only enemy that wants to come and play is a destroyer. Well, we'll let him have it. Some close-in hits there. Some puffs of smoke from the battleships, which have been given the green light. They've been chomping at the bit. Yeah, I could just fire the secondaries. You're right. Bulldozer, but where's the fun in that? Got to make sure to hit them before they loose their torpedoes out. Looks like we scored a hit there. All right, we're gaining some ground here now. She's a fire amidship. All right, just one or two more salvos with the big guns. The rear turrets aren't firing, by the way. You can see where someone is straddling him every time. Nice big explosion there. She's a blaze stem to stern. Another hit there, another hit there. I think she's a gunner. I think that one explosion was a big hit too. I think it was probably a 16-incher. She's ablaze and dead in the water, boys. Nothing to fear from her torpedoes now. Well, I guess theoretically she could still fire. We're gonna give her a nice looking profile, but I'm hoping she sinks by then. Yep, she's gone. All right, boys. I think she's dead. Down she goes, rolling over pretty quick too. Australia didn't have any battleships in World War II. They did in World War I. They had some battle cruisers. Are you guys still shooting, or are those all shells already in flight? All right, they're not shooting. Okay, so how about these other enemy ships? Where are we at with these guys? Inside 20,000, but not very much. 26, 30. So we're still at extreme range. We're trying to chase him down. Let's cut him off. Let's have Guest try to cut him off this way. Although then we're just going to be in a stern chase, really. I don't have the angle to cut him. And I doubt we can outrun him. Let's try and narrow it just on a slight angle here. Here's the problem: is I can't time compress when they're technically shooting at me, which is a little bit frustrating because it's like I'm trying to get closer and engage. I can't. Could if I wanted to, but I can't. Damn you, game. Damn you. Well, I guess I could just let them fire off all their ammo, and then have no ammo left, and then we could close the gap. All right, we're very slowly closing on them. Inside 19,000 yard on the rear enemy destroyer from our lead destroyer. So stick around, boys, and in 20 minutes we'll open fire. If we don't, I don't know what to do here. Can they just turn back and try and fight a death? You know, give me a bonsai charge. I mean, we could exit out of the battle and then come back in. We'd have to wait an hour, but I think that's probably the right approach. The county class is in the game, guys. Oak. Canberra is in the game, I believe. Yeah, when I had one of the Anzac, or one of the Australian ships in my fleet. We could do it again. I also sank some Australian ships when I played as the Japanese very briefly. So what do we do? Do we just keep waiting? Just sail on for another 10 minutes or so and see what happens? So, rear ship. Oh god, this is slow. Alright, guys, give me like 2 or 3 minutes. I gotta run to use the restroom, and we will see where we're at when I'm back. Actually, let's do this before I go. I don't know how fast, if the North Carolinas can make 30 knots or not, I don't know. What is the max speed? 28 knots for these guys? So we're gonna leave them behind. They're at 30,000 yards and the range is growing. Screw that. Before, let's just leave this battle. We sank one enemy destroyer. Apparently we did a moderate amount of damage to another. So we'll see if we can close on them. We gotta wait an hour to engage them again. They're probably retreating to the north. Hey, look, we found them. All right, well, let's just go dive bomb them, I guess. Technically, my battleships are in here, but they're gonna be too far away to do anything. It's almost nightfall. So let's go sink the last enemy heavy cruiser. The enemy only has one heavy cruiser left, so I'm going to focus every single one of my dive bombers. May not be the most efficient thing, but I'm going to focus every single one of my dive bombers on this guy. I love the look as you can see them all banking in. Is there a way to place your ships manually, see? No, the ships are, well, you can place them in formation. No, I think there's one enemy destroyer. Oh. Up we go into the fading twilight, sun falling under the horizon. Down we dive through the walls of flak and fire. Destroying the Japanese Navy is our goal. I don't know. All right, let's actually take a look at the second task force in line. Second group. Actually, let's look at the rear group. We'll watch all of those other aircraft dive in before us. First group's already diving. Second group is diving. Third group is diving. Multiple good hits. Looked like at least 2,000 pounders on that first group. Second group, another 2,000 pounders. Third group rip. Lol. So we put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my God, look at all those bombs. 3 duds even. I think she's dead, sir. Okay, so that might be called overkill. Oh, man. So, sir, I think we sank her. Yep. Pro Console, thanks for the sub. 3 months in advance, too. Very generous of you. DamnBuster27, also thank you for the follow. Well, that's the last enemy heavy cruiser, boys. Japan has none left. Let's watch her, actually. So I was going to jump out of here, but let's watch the final cruiser in the Imperial Japanese fleet slip beneath the waves after an onslaught of bombs. The heavy cruiser concept just never worked out for the Japanese in this game. It just got bushwhacked. By the way, Pro Console, I'm going to take your subscription and the 3 months in advance as a sign that you would like to see me sing more often in these games, and that will become a regular thing. Because I know I've got a beautiful voice. Secondary explosion while under the water. You know what they could do a better job of? There'd be a nice little flavor pieces if there was like debris like in Silent Hunter. She's going down, lads. Down she goes, the final Japanese heavy cruiser. Diving to her final resting place in the deep. Going down real fast. She probably went down with almost all hands based off of how many hits she took. I'm curious if they explode at a certain depth like subs. Probably, I would guess. Why Newhauser? Silent Hunter is probably Silent Hunter 3 is probably still the best sub sim if you include the mods of World War II anyway. Doesn't look like she blew up. All right, so we destroyed the enemy heavy cruiser. That task force is down to 2 lights and a destroyer. So RTB, boys, good job. Hornet launch more yet? Nope, it's too late. All right. Search X-a-lot, thank you very much for the follow. Battleships are going in for a nighttime bombardment of Shortland still. Hopefully they've got the ammo for it. Yeah, I guess we could move Hornet south. They really want to fight me? You really want to fight me? Okay. All right, we're in line formation. Everybody turn your radars on. It's not night yet. It's dusk, but it's not night. No enemy task force here? Nothing to fight? Newhauser, U-Boat's like the only game that's even tried. So I don't know that game development has been held back so much as no one's tried. Nick Lovin, thanks for the sub. 2 months. Appreciate the support. Alright, so I'm going to duck out of here because didn't I order them all to use their radars? Is that why I'm not picking anything up? Apparently it unselected radars. Apparently it must have been turned on. So we'll give it a second or two more to see if the radar picks anything up. Battleships cruising under the setting sun. Yeah, whatever. I don't really want to fight them. Just want to get my battleships into bombard. So, how much further till we get there, by the way? 3 hours? So it'll be nice and dark by then. Meanwhile, Task Force 7 is almost to Renel. We'll move Hornet to your point south for the night. Alright, bringing the supplies north. Alright, our battleships are moving closer to bombardment. Meanwhile, Renel... Oh, we're gonna have another battle here. Another battle or no battle. Are these guys in range yet? Can they unload their cargo? Nope, not quite. Okay, so I guess we'll begin another night battle that may or may not happen. I swear, it doesn't usually leave it on, so when it tells me that it's ceasing radar transmission, I get very confused. It is now well and truly dark, however. So I'd rather not engage the Japanese at this point. I think they're off to the right here. I'm not sure they're particularly close, so let's just keep avoiding them if we can. The one risk is that I order them to bombard and then they're going to use all their ammo bombarding. Although I think the light cruisers will maintain their ammo, so I guess we'd still outnumber them. Let's unload the cargo here. So we now have Renel Island well supplied enough so we can upgrade it to a level 3 port. We'll do that. Now that it is a level 3 port. That being said, I think I can go ahead and... Can I release the ships here? Oh, they are within 13 nautical miles of a friendly port. So maybe you can't disband task forces here, just resupply? Yeah, I could rearm them. Alright, well I guess we gotta send them back to here. So I don't know, I guess, well we can, the good news is we can rearm our carrier, give them back a full flight complement, and then we can rearm our battleships that are headed this way. Once they bombard over there, we've got the cruisers heading to the slot. Alright, so we're in close to Shortland. Alright, so let's go ahead and bombard. Shortland is a 2-2, so 2 airfield, 2 port. Shore bombardment. That bombardment reduced it to a 1 airfield. Second bombardment reduced the airfield to 0 and the port to 1. Third bombardment, which probably exhausted all the remaining ammo. Yep, we have no more 16-inch rounds on any of our battleships. Our cruisers still have 6-inch ammo, and we still have secondary ammo. But Shortland is now nothing. It is a nothing. It is a has-been. Shortland has been wiped out from the face of the earth in terms of being an airfield. So we'll go ahead and retreat these guys back here so they can go ahead and rearm. I don't think you need extra supplies to rearm, guys. It's just supplies are only used in land combat, which is very weird. So we're pulling those battleships back. They should be out of air range, I think, by the time the sun comes up. So the sun is up now. So these battleships probably out of range of Buka, which is the nearest enemy airfield. There's nothing south of Buka in terms of enemy airfields. Meanwhile, the carriers have pulled back. Task Force 14, I don't think they can release ships here. Yeah, they've got to pull back to New Hebrides for repair. But least our carriers can rearm. So all ships rearmed, which then gives us a full complement of 24 Dauntless, Avengers, and Wildcats. Our heavy cruisers are headed up through the slot, and our battleships will head back to rearm. The only problem is our battleships do have a little bit of damage. So what we could do is we could send these battleships back to New Hebrides and then build a new task force centered around some Dakota classes. The other ports and fights go. Milne, we've got an advantage, but we haven't won yet. Santa Cruz, we're a little bit behind. Let's get these guys in closer, actually. Port Moresby did fall, by the way. It gave him a level 1 airfield and a level 2 port. Okay, so these guys are in close, so they should be able to unload. So unloading that car supply will give our troops at Santa Cruz the maximum possible fighting efficiency with better than a 1-to-1 supply to troop ratio. I don't get the sense the Japanese have been sneaking too much in the way of shipping into Santa Cruz. We probably should establish some sort of blockade out that way, but I just haven't seen a lot of Japanese shipping coming down that way. The little bit of shipping the fair bit of shipping we did see was headed toward Guadalcanal, and we've sunk most of that. I don't know if they're sneaking anything through while our warships are up north or what the situation is there, so I'll move the Hornet back to Guadalcanal to give a little bit of an overwatch situation. I always use this cruiser task force to bombard this if they get any apparent shipping in the area. 2 destroyers against our cruiser task force. Let's go and fight them, boys. Right near Savo Island. Don't worry, nothing bad will happen. Why does it say ceasing? They didn't even look like they were on. Apparently Pensacola's in the lead, which is weird. Although we're in a... Are we in a circle formation? Yeah. Okay. So it is daylight. Look at that nice little compact task force of cruisers. Where's the enemy shipping? I don't really want to fight destroyers. I'm more worried about if there's enemy cargo ships about. So we'll go ahead and send a Kingfisher out to get a look. I suppose it's possible they already snuck in behind me. So we're not in range of these guys. That's the slightly annoying thing. Why does it say ceasing? Ceasing radar emissions, but I'm not... Whatever, I think they're going to be too far off anyway. Alright. Turn on radar, then press that button. Why? Just on the one unit? That's weird. So what you're saying is I just pick this, go ahead and choose turn on, and then it'll turn all on. But I've got to select them all. Got it. Like that. Okay, well that's clunky and weird. Clunky and weird is the name of the game. All right, there's nothing around. Phantom destroyers, I say. Phantom. There's got to be enemy cargo ships around. Usually when you've got a task force like that sitting around, they don't send the destroyers down that way for no reason. Screw it. Hornet. Give me some goddamn dauntlesses. Let's go fuck these guys up. Because we're never going to fight them with our damn ships. All right, come on, dauntlesses. All right. Where'd they go? God damn it. Replenish. I'm wondering if the AI is going to focus on trying to build Shortlands back up then. Or try and sneak supplies into Moresby, maybe. I didn't really do any recon today. Okay. Just kind of sitting here waiting. Got a whole bunch of ships collecting their new Hebrides. Let's go ahead and zoom in down here. What's all down here? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and disband these guys. I'm going to really have to disband most of these guys because until I get more supply, which is still several days away, I won't really have a use for them. So let's go ahead and release these guys. They need to be repaired. These guys have no ships to escort. This task force has no supplies to carry. And same for this task force, so we'll get them down there a little bit. Okay, so when we get these guys out of here, we now have 174 points. We could definitely build a new task force with some new battleships. Rennell Island, meanwhile, at a level 3, needs about 1,000 more supplies and about 200 more engineering and 200 more fuel to get its airfield up to level 2, which we could do. Now that it's a level 3 port, the bulk of the need there is, I think, addressed from a shell and whatnot perspective. We could start just sending surface action groups north to Buka or Baal to try and like get rid of these enemy airfields and give us freedom of movement, but at the moment I'm not too worried. I guess we could send someone down to Moresby. Let's go ahead and send this battleship task force out to Moresby. It's going to take almost 2 days to get there. Well, let's blow this damn task force apart, or base apart. We'll use the carriers and the cruisers up here to keep Guadalcanal down. And I think that's what we'll do. All right, and that's going to do it with yet another pretty successful turn in War on the Sea, episode number 53 of our Allied Let's Play series. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. The war is going really well for us. Now it feels like it's more or less just a matter of time and making sure that we don't let the Japanese slip any supply convoys through to Guadalcanal. As long as that airfield remains, you know, in a disheveled state, we just need to shuttle troops around as they become available, and we will eventually win. With that being said, I hope you guys do enjoy. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm out.